on the next episode of Sips, Suds, and Smokes.
Today's episode is a brewery takeover of Spencer Brewery in Spencer, Massachusetts.
That's convenient. It's easy to find.
It is, right?
The first beer, the Monk's IPA, 6.5% ABV. Number 2, the Spencer Peach Saison, 4.3 ABV. Number 3, the Spencer Monk's Reserve Ale at a whopping 10.2% ABV. Number 4, the Spencer Trappist Imperial Stout at 8.7%. And the last one, but certainly not the least, is the Spencer Barrel Aged Stout.
Yep.
Don't know the ABV, but
It's 11.3%.
oh my Lord.
Picked up a little bit from that time in the barrel.
We'll be right back after this break. Brought to you almost live from the Dude in the Basement Studios. Why? Because that's where the good stuff is. It's Sips, Suds, and Smokes with your smoking hosts, the good old boys. Suds, Suds, Suds. It's time for more Suds.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
Hey,
Hi. Welcome to another Sud segment where the more we drink, the smarter we sound. Well, at least to us here at the table.
For sure.
And speaking of which, joining me at the table today is Reverend Mark.
hello everybody.
Oh. Good old boy Mike.
I'm still here.
Good. That's,
Wow.
yep.
Feel the excitement.
We're winning, folks. We are winning. Good old boy Drew. Hello.
Hello. Wasn't that a Joaquin Phoenix movie?
I'm still here.
Yes.
Something like that.
Documentary-ish
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yep. Although he doesn't look like.
No.
No.
At
it
all.
looks a little more like, good old boy Mike.
The Joker.
Yeah.
I can't pull off the Caesar, thing. Yeah.
Not yet.
Bangs.
Coming. It's coming to a theater near
Good the
you.
way to gang.
Good old boy Dave.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
They do not, especially in that corner of the table. I am good old gal Juliana, in case you don't know who I am, and I'm the chick that reins this stuff in. Speaking of reining in, today we're
Wait.
going to do a brewery takeover.
I need to change my medication so I can rein this in.
Just don't confuse the blue pills with the white pills.
Okay. All right.
yeah,
Last
or the
time.
blue pills with the
Two
purple
whites,
pills.
one
Remember
blue,
what
and a
happened then.
Oh, the Matrix, the blue pills. With the red pills.
I need.
Get all giddy.
I just want to get my medication straight.
Okay, good. All right. So now that we're ready, today's episode is a brewery takeover of Spencer Brewery in Spencer, Massachusetts.
That's convenient. It's easy to find.
It is, right?
It's on Spencer Road.
Are you sure?
No, for real, it is. It's on Spencer Road in Spencer, Mass. Spencer Brewery at the Spencer Abbey in Spencer Road in Spencer, Mass.
Yeah, well, they've probably been there before the post office.
You know,
There's
that
that.
is
Could be.
Yeah.
that is good.
Name
yes.
the town after the brewery or what have you.
Yeah. All right. Good old boy Drew, why don't you tell us about all the Spencers?
Spencer Quad?
Spencer for hire.
From their own notes from their website, they said their brewery project is one of necessity, which, I mean, Spencer, I guess.
Well, we all need beer, so
For over 60 years, they have cooked and packed jams and jellies at the monastery under the Trappist Preserves label. This business has allowed them to support themselves while also providing wholesome monastic work and charitable assistance to the poorer communities. Indeed. However, as they look to the future and their community is growing and aging, they saw a need for an additional enterprise, shall we say, cash flow.
Revenue.
We need more beer.
Yep.
So they decided to start brewing beer. I say in their community, each monk's work is assigned after matching up needs and interests and abilities. One of the brothers expressed an interest in brewing, trained at a local craft brewery, and over time, his beer was enjoyed by the monks. And
I would love to know what brewery they trained at.
I would
there's
as well.
some good ones up there.
And thank you to the brewery that did that.
Seriously.
Lord Hobo.
So with the blessings of the abbot, they embarked on a 2-year data gathering mission. They visited each Trappist brewery to learn everything they could from their European brothers, beginning at the Abbey of Westmalle. They slowly made their way around Belgium, staying at the monasteries, making friends, receiving good advice, and drinking some of the world's best beer. Their final stop was the Abbey of St. Sixtus. And, by the end of that, the rest was history. 2 years later, they decided and opened America's first Trappist brewery.
Yeehaw.
Nice. I'd like to take a vow of a constant buzz. Is that like a thing you can do?
Could be. I mean, and I appreciate...
Okay, sorry.
I appreciate the time and effort they went through overseas to be able to come to where they are today. Yay.
Yes, the Trappists are a Cistercian community that originated out of France. Yep.
Thank you.
France.
Thank you for that hit of knowledge.
Great. One more thing the French are going to try to take credit for.
Well,
We're French. Why do you think we have these outrageous accents, you silly king?
Oui. Okay. Reverend Mark, speaking of which, why don't you tell us what our selections are for today?
These 5 we will imbibe. They are delicious. And here they go. The first beer, the Monk's IPA, 6.5% ABV. Number 2, the Spencer Peach Saison, 4.3 ABV. Number 3, the Spencer Monk's Reserve Ale at a whopping 10.2% ABV. Number 4, the Spencer Trappist Imperial Stout at 8.7%. And the last one, but certainly not the least, is the Spencer Barrel Aged Stout.
Yep.
Don't know the ABV, but
It's 11.3%.
oh my Lord.
Picked up a little bit from that time in the barrel.
That it did. Okay. Go to my mic.
Oh,
Are you ready?
everybody take off your headphones. Here it
Maybe.
Please give us a SUDS ratings. And since this is a Trappist brewery in Massachusetts, I know you are waiting with bated breath and that accent.
Tommy and I got together. We were up at Worcester, and we're going to be, we talked about what we're going to be doing during this episode. So we're going to be discussing and rating these beers with these SUDS. Is that how you say it? SUDS ratings, plus our signature belching sounds. And here are those ratings now. Number 1, Tommy, don't interrupt me while I'm saying this stuff. That sucks. Give me anything but a Bud. We don't drink Bud up here. They serve that at Dunkin'? I don't think so. Number 2, was that a belch? Ain't I always? She's belching all the time. Number 3 is, oh, what a relief. I say that every time I walk out of the deli. Oh, what a relief. Like, it's a hard thing. I don't know. Number 4, a body should really not make that sound. I'm not going to say which relative that comes out of. But anyway, number 5 is, listen to that hang time, give me another. Go Bats.
That was actually one of his better. Like he was mostly consistent. Now, right around number 3, he kind of went to New York. Like he was kind of in Brooklyn for about 30 seconds.
No, not Brooklyn.
He fell back out. Yeah.
Oh,
Tommy was influencing.
Maybe
him.
Lower Manhattan. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's all Tommy's fault.
Tommy's holding my hand here, Duncan.
Whew, okay,
That
well,
was a lot.
let's get to the beer.
Can we?
Like, please? Yes. Okay. Reverend Mark, we may need you to say a prayer for all of us.
Oh Lord, Please receive this bountiful gift of many delicious beers
And belches.
produced throughout the working day of one of your most righteous monasteries.
This is definitely a righteous beer to start off with.
We pray.
Thank you, Reverend Mark. That was beautiful.
Amen.
Okay, so Monk's IPA, 6.5% ABV. Their slightly hazy IPA is made in small batches each month to ensure the freshness. It is brewed with Citra, Mosaic, Amarillo, and Simcoe hops and only has 30 IBUs.
That's a surprise. It definitely drinks bigger than that, in my opinion.
It does.
Which obviously IBUs is a terrible
Super
method of
solid IPA.
Yeah.
I was really surprised. I mean, you just don't think of a Belgian style brewery to produce a really great, IPA. It's just why, they make tons of other great beer.
They don't need to.
Instead,
But to be fair, they are in the heart of the New England IPA. So
I don't know. When you're sandwiched between Treehouse and Trillium, do you really need to do that?
Do you need to go there?
I don't
you
know.
gotta go, you gotta let them non-monks know, like, hey, Protestants.
Well-
all right, this is how we roll.
This is true because this is really great. A super solid IPA, great balance. I mean, if anybody were to walk up to me and say, Mike, if you had to pick a reference standard for IPA, this would probably be in my top 5. It's that good.
Wow.
wow.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about the particular hops that they're using in this beer, which is, I think, Citra, Mosaic, Amarillo, and Simcoe, but there's something about the chemistry of those. It's just like a hot party going on.
It is.
Do you think it's brewed with holy water?
Well, that's a matter of conjecture.
Are you allowed to bless the holy water and then
Larry,
sell
don't
it?
piss in the
Yep,
tank
yep,
again.
yep.
It's holy. It's been blessed.
Wow, that was rude.
Wow.
You know what?
Banned.
You
once
guys got
again.
banned from heaven. Thanks, Mike.
I could see why they do an IPA. I mean, they're in Massachusetts. There is a word for people from Massachusetts, and they can be very forceful about what they want.
Yeah, they're very bitter people.
Gonna go for a walk? You drinking beer? You going to the bar? You
Just
gonna play
kidding.
the numbers?
It was an IPA reference.
Yeah, that's
Please
how
don't
it
come down
sounds.
to Tennessee and kill us, Massachusetts people. Massachusetts.
There's like 7 of them. They can't.
Great beer. I would buy this all day long, though.
I
It's a
think
super
there's more
crusher.
than 7.
Yeah.
Well, for my 2 cents, thanks for asking about it, guys.
Julie, what did you think about this beer?
Thank you.
Well,
Hoppy, juicy, little bit of creaminess on it that balances everything up. It doesn't taste its ABV. It's very quaffable.
Quaffable.
Yes, very quaffable,
yes.
yummy. And we're going to rate this beer a 5.
Yeah, it's really interesting that the beers that they came out with when they first hit the market were exactly what you would have thought, from a Belgian, they came out with a triple and, the Belgian white, which we're not talking about either of those beers today. It's on another episode. If you want to go back, check out the show notes and you'll have a link to that episode. But yeah, super solid beers.
We will be back with more Spencer Monks in just a minute. Welcome back, everyone. Today we are having a bit of a holy episode. We are doing a brewery takeover from Spencer Brewery.
Welcome to the show where we're only funny during the breaks.
What's the French word for moron?
I think just
Le
moron.
moron.
Gerard Depardieu?
American, probably. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Macron?
So we've talked about one beer already, which we were really impressed with. And now we're going to continue on. But before, sidebar for just a second.
Yeah.
I'm really into brewery websites these days. And I have to say, I really enjoy the brewery website for Spencer Brewery.
It's nice.
It is. It's very easy to navigate. They give you all the facts. And there's a little bit of that Massachusetts snow in there just for the ambiance. Anyways.
You and Frost go, stop at some man's woods and watch them fill up. Slowly.
Wait, what?
Slowly.
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 Got
One winter's
weird.
night.
That got weird really quick.
I'm
No.
sorry that none of you, appreciate
They
my
don't,
poetry.
they don't get the reference. I'm sorry. They're savage. But anyways. Okay, moving on. Let us talk about the peach Saison. Okay. 4.3% ABV. Spencer's Peach Saison is a light, refreshing, sessionable ale, naturally carbonated through bottle conditioning, delicate peach flavor. And what do you guys think?
Julie, what do you think about this beer?
Yeah, Julie, tell us about the beer.
Oh, thanks. This was awesome.
Tom Brady, instant hama.
Not Tom Brady. No.
Isn't he from Florida?
He is now.
He is now.
But they still say that.
This is so delicate and so beautiful. And the peaches on this are like perfect. You couldn't ask for a better peach flavor.
Yeah, and I wonder where they source their peaches, probably locally, but, you know, if they'd come down to South Carolina, Georgia, that'd be interesting to know. But I agree. Typically, I like Saison just as a base beer only, but this really worked its way in a beautiful way. I like fruit beers, but not a lot of them. But this one, yeah, I'd have 2 or 3 more for sure.
And you can taste the barnyard funkiness that's coming off with a peach skin. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like I'm getting all the peach.
I got the poo on me.
Yeah, when I first saw the name, I think my radar went up going, this is an epic fail. You know, because it's just...
Because that's what he says when he
it's
looks at
because,
anything.
you know, the ability of somebody, you know, loading fruit on a Saison and not killing the base beer is just... That is a very typical way. And to Mark's point is that I don't think of fruited Saisons as something that is really going to be a really, really great experience. To keep them in check and everything in balance is very difficult because Saisons are very approachable. You need to let the base beer sing. And this is definitely Saison with peach, not peach with Saison, you know.
Fair.
So,
Fair.
you know,
Excellent
Okay,
point.
that's fair. That's fair.
I really thought that it was great balanced. The peach is the star of this beer for sure. And I just thought it was in really great balance, great check. I would have consumed the whole bottle of this or can or whatever.
He
it was.
tried to.
Bottle.
Yeah, it was
He
really
tried.
good.
We had to wrestle it out of his hand. Just give everybody else a
I
taste.
think Caperton would have even enjoyed this.
Yes.
Mr. Saison.
That's shocking. But what also was shocking to me is that we're talking about a Trappist brewery
I agree.
in Massachusetts.
I know.
And the first 2 beers that we're going on are an IPA and a peach Saison. Really?
Yeah.
Really? And yes, I loved it as well, just to pair it everything. I do generally actually like fruited Saisons, but there have been a number of peach Saisons out in the market that is far more peach.
I think I'm like, well, I'm going to get that clean, syrupy, you know, peach.
Canned peaches.
Yeah, thing up front. And then, you know, the rest of it's just going to kill the base beer. This is not that at all.
Well, I think a lot of people, when they make one of these beers, they're like, okay, if we're going to commit to making a blank Saison, like whatever fruit, we're going to use a ton of the fruit, and we're going to make sure that you go a little overboard on the flavor. And then, you know, because it's a little better to go too much than too little, I think. But I think somehow they figured out how to do it just right. And they're monks. So yeah, why not? Yeah.
I think they're brewing for beer nerds.
Yeah.
And I wonder, I like the fruit that they went with, because they could go with any fruit, really. You know what I mean? And they went with the peach, and it's got this like a little hint of the nectarine kind of ness to it, and made it maybe more approachable for people who would be coming to the Abbey, you know, maybe for like a taste test or something. And granted, I mean, we love Belgian ales, but they can be kind of heavy and very dark fruit forward. Maybe they thought having a lighter stone fruit might be nice. I don't know. But regardless, it was an excellent execution.
I'm glad I got the peach Saison instead of the Clamato Saison.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
that
good
would've
call.
been-
Good call.
that'd
Yeah,
been
of all the
weird.
fruits, I mean, the peach is one of the most delicate. And so I think they did a really great job
Cool.
making it come out.
Well, we are going to rate the Peach Saison from Spencer a 5.
Oh man, can the rest of the flight stand up to the start?
Well, let's get into why we love Trappist ales, right? And let's talk about their quad.
Well, hold on.
Oh, that's
We have
right.
a topic worthy of discussion.
We're doing
today.
a topic. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You can't talk about monks without talking about weird haircuts.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a topic today worthy of discussion. So We decided to reprise a bit of our episode from season 8 called Your Sign Spinning is Awesome, which is about watching obscure sporting events during COVID and pairing each one with an appropriate beverage. Now, ESPN has kept the stellar level of content we've come to expect flowing on ESPN 8, the Ocho. I was recently looking for some U.S. Open tennis programming and ran across some gems that just might get you through the next pandemic lockdown. So there are 3 new programs that caught my attention. First off, there's cow chip tossing.
What?
Not quite sure if you have to use your left hand or your right hand or some other bodily part, but it's there, people. The bagger bowl. Yes, I'm talking for grocery baggers.
Paper or
Thank
plastic?
you for qualifying that.
No, And something that truly must be seen to be believed, it is the Mullet Championship. Yes.
What?
I'm telling you, it's a full 29 minutes of something that looked like it was canceled at the least 4 times from the community access television. Ooh. A fine display of mullets from 10 finalists featuring, wait, the Kentucky Waterfall and the Camaro crash helmet styles of mullets.
There's a style of mullet?
Wait, there's more than one style
There
of
were
mullet?
actually like 20 plus different styles of mullets.
There's the skullet, the mullet. There's the hockey hair, like if you're from Canada,
like British Columbia, Canada, or like Ontario, Montreal.
I think that that's going to
French.
I think it should show up on dating apps. If you have a mullet,
has
you
to
have
be
to
a
declare
French
what style.
version.
Oh,
God. I don't think they call it a mullet in France.
No, I think it's Molière.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
Molière in
That's
France.
totally dating material if you know that. So, well, there are 2 rounds of judging, including the profile.
Of course.
Stand to the line, look to the left, and the blowout round, which is
The blowout round?
The guy stands in front of a fan and the fan blows on
Is it a fan or a leaf?
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
don't
not
know.
what I was thinking.
I know that you should have called it something more descriptive, So the winner gets, get this, a tomahawk axe and the ability to come back and defend their title.
So you're going to give a guy with a mullet a weapon.
A weapon, that's exactly right. Well, the color commentary was filled with the best talent from Arkansas's Roadkill Culinary Institute with a whopping 90 students, including 2.3 students that could actually spell mullet correctly. Here's a clip from those
feel
recent
bad for that
graduates doing the
0.3
color
student.
commentary.
Max Golden Locks Hendrickson.
Max, the youngster in the group at age 18.
Yeah, wow. And apparently fitting shirts are optional.
So the host of this contest, he actually conducts these hard-hitting interviews to discuss things like mullet preparation that covered every facet of this incredibly complex sport.
So here's the deal.
Please tell us.
Okay.
Well, before you play the clip?
Fine, I'll play the clip.
List number 57.
57.
57. Yeah, that's
Big Country Zooksword.
If I win, I'm buying PBR fireworks and making some bad decisions.
I like him.
He's number 1.
He should have won the talent round.
He did.
The interview round.
This guy actually won. Just gave that interview. Yes, he won this contest. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's the deal. So everybody laughed when you said mullet preparation or whatever. I guarantee you those guys spend more time at a hairdresser than 90% of other men.
Yep.
You got to get it waved and combed and curled and
Dave knows an awful lot about this.
listen, I had
I'm worried.
I had a mullet in junior high, and it was permed.
Dave, any current family members have a mullet?
Is that a white boy fro?
I have a cousin in Alabama. She may still have a mullet.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, get that. Now, was there a ladies division in this mullet competition?
So there is a ladies division, there's a kids division, and then the men's division. Yes. So men's is the one that is currently on the Ocho. Yes.
I was looking at the results of the kids division, and first prize is a $500 check. And then, it's got to be a check, right?
Sure.
Don't cash it till the end of the month. But then second and third prize are both a pair of sunglasses.
Yep.
Well, what better way to rock the mullet than
and
with
they had all
sunglasses?
these rules about you couldn't wear a do-rag, and you couldn't, put any clips in your hair, or couldn't be any product in your hair.
Oh, it has to be natural.
Yeah, they had all these rules, about it as well.
Now,
couldn't have arm candy or an accessory or somebody like flipping your hair, but
a fluffer?
Apparently, yeah.
I'm wondering if this is kind of an ageist competition.
Once again,
if this is just for the younger people. I mean, for those of us who are suffering from male pattern balding, do they have like a mullet club in America?
Yeah, do they get together at holiday ends on the weekends and go, "What are you here for, man? I'm here for the mullet convention."
Well, now, do they test for like performance enhancing?
Is minoxidil a banned substance?
Yeah, there you go.
Or like extensions, like that would be the best thing. It's like somebody got caught,
mullet
like they had a mullet extension.
Sacrilege.
He went to Bosley. Please don't sue me, Bosley.
Like half of his mullet fell off.
I had some other hard-hitting questions.
Blowout.
Like, where do you begin to inform family members where you're competing in the mullet competition? Do you tell them at Thanksgiving? Do you tell them at a cousin's wedding? Do you tell everybody at divorce court?
I'm pretty sure most of these guys live with their family, so it's not like it's a big shot.
Should you consider a press release announcing that you're competing by targeting residents of trailer parks in the southeastern U.S.?
Know your audience.
Yeah, know your audience. Right. That's the first rule, isn't it? Yeah.
Nielsen's got nothing on us.
Do you have all your natural teeth? No. What is the judge certification process, and how can I, get certified? I would.
You should add that to your repertoire of judging certifications.
Long resume of things that I'm
Food
certified
judge, in. Sommelier.
That's right. Yeah.
Mullet.
Mullier. There you go. Yep. What'd you do last night? Well, I judged a mullet championship.
I'm a level 5 Molière.
There you go. So listen, we reached out. We're going to try to secure the podcast rights for next year's competition. They've not responded to our offer yet of free ribeyes for the finalists and 27 hours of therapy from BetterHelp. Please use the word promo code mullet. And so we were
2 L's, 1 T.
We're also interested in the rights for merchandise for the Mullet Championship. Dave has lined up designs for do-rags and shirtless American flags, including French. Very important.
But of course.
To feature the unique physique of each Mullet Championship fan. So, yeah.
Is that a royalty court shirtless flag? With the fringe?
I think you should be able, every time you fart, it probably plays, Lee Greenwood. I think that would be the way.
Now, what did Lee Greenwood ever do to you?
Yeah.
Obviously, it would be Billy Ray Cyrus if it was going to be anybody.
Yeah,
you're right. You're right.
True.
Totally, yes.
Yes. Wow.
Don't tell my fart.
It's
my
like,
achy, breaky fart.
Come on, kids. We're going to go down to the Mullet Championship, and then we're going to stop by the Golden Corral for the really good, buffet this weekend.
All you can eat ribeyes.
Right.
Oh, it's such an interesting time to be
Well, I know when I
American.
do prison visitation as a chaplain, they always tell me to leave my mullet in the car.
There's a whole segment of people who are like, why are they talking about fish?
I thought we were talking about Belgian,
I can just hear
Trappist.
people calling, their mama, you got to watch this. It's on the television right now. This is exactly what we're going to do next year. I'm going to win this thing. I'm telling you, I got the best mullet around.
I wonder if the Kardashians could take it over.
Oh, that would be funny.
Kardashian goes mullet.
Yes.
Maybe, I don't know, some sort of reality
That would
show
be the
about
5th
mullets.
time it would be canceled from community access television.
It would probably
They
be
need
like
a new topic.
it'd probably be like the Real Housewives of Antioch or something like that.
The Real Housewives of Long Beach, Mississippi.
Oh, wow.
Well, let's get back to the beer.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Now that we've isolated out a whole segment of our audience.
Is there anyone that we haven't made mad yet?
No.
I don't
No, but
think
we
so.
are willing.
I think
Yeah. If you're not angry at us, send your email
Yeah,
to
right.
info@sipsudsandspokes.com.
Yeah, if you want to compete in the Mullet Championship, send your headshot, man. I'll put it up on our Facebook site. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Moving on. Let's get into a beer worthy of Spencer. Let's talk about the Reserve Ale, 10.2% ABV. Their Reserve Ale is the classic Trappist Quadrupel. otherwise known as quad, in the Belgian tradition. It is fragrant, robust, and full-bodied, and a beautiful mahogany. Let's discuss.
We are
Figs,
full-bodied.
raisins,
We are.
figs,
They're all
raisins, figs,
full-bodied.
raisins, figs, raisins.
Very dark fruit.
Yeah.
And it is the most exquisite of the four, if you go single, double, triple, quadruple. And tradition has it that the quadruple is served only when the bishop or the pope is visiting.
Get in my belly.
Well, Reverend
Well,
Mark,
we are in with royalty.
Yeah,
now,
Reverend Mark
so-
is kind of the pope of this show.
Wow.
I got a pope on the rope. I'm going to take my shower.
Wow.
Okay.
A pope soap on the rope.
You know what? And here come the lawsuits.
The Vatican's calling.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So in addition to me, writing down figs and raisins, this is serious competition for St. Bernardus.
Oh, yeah, dude.
ABT 12 is probably one of the best Belgian quads available, and it's very, very consistent. There's a couple of different versions of it that are out there as well. This is just really a stellar execution of the Belgian quad on U.S. soil. It's really, really good. Yeah. The only thing that I thought was wrong with this was my cup was empty. So it was really quite tasty.
Too bad somebody dropped one of the bottles and broke it right before the show.
Yeah.
Man, what a jerk.
Oh.
Good old boy, Dave. Yeah.
Somebody.
Oh, wow. I thought we
Dave,
were.
what'd you think?
Juliana's a jerk.
Somebody that was too attentive to their own mullet.
It got caught up in my mullet.
That's what happened. Yes.
Yeah.
God, what a beautiful, beautiful beer.
Deep, dark, beautiful beer.
I mean, so layered, so yummy. I can't say enough about it. And we're still in like warm weather, but I could drink this.
I'll drink this all
I
day.
would be fine with this.
That's
How
my
yummy.
new lawnmower beer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
Lord.
Yeah.
I'm not getting the yard done today.
Hopefully it's straight lines. But just how absolutely beautiful. Sorry. And I mean, a lot of love for them to go into making something like this. Because honestly, this is going to be the beer that's going to be the benchmark for anybody.
Yeah, they could have made the triple and just said, "I'm done."
Call it a day,
He called it a
right?
day. Seriously,
But no, they
that
went with
was
the quad.
exactly what I was thinking. I was like, "Wow, seriously, you wanted to one up yourself. You did,
Yeah.
and in a really good way."
We'll be right back in just a second.
Brandy cherry.
Welcome back, everyone.
That's what I'm talking.
Surprise.
Okay, let's put this in perspective.
Surprise.
So today we are doing a takeover of Spencer Brewery in Spencer, Massachusetts.
On Spencer
and
Road.
right before the break,
Next to Worcester.
Right before the break, we were discussing and waxing poetic over the Spencer Monk's Reserve Ale, which is their quad.
So good.
Oh, it really is.
Sorry, I wasn't reserved.
Well, we were on the break. We were discussing the layeredness of this, which really makes it almost unique and really just an incredible beer that we are going to rate a 5.
Was that 2 in one show?
Yeah, it is.
That never happens.
Very rarely.
3.
And we didn't.
We didn't talk about it
One was a
beforehand.
4,
no.
right?
Did we do 5 on all 3?
We've done 5 on all
What?
3. Yes. Okay. Now we're going to do a 2-for-1, if you will.
A BOGO?
A BOGO, yes. So the first one that we're going to talk about is their stout.
Imperial Stout.
Imperial Stout, no less. 8.7% ABV. Massive, roasted, malt forward, American Trappist take on the Anglo-Russo Imperial Stout tradition. And then there is the barrel-aged stout, which is allegedly willetized, if you will. And that one is 11.2% ABV. So let's start off with the base, which is the stout. What do you guys think about the stout?
I'm all about the base. Stout.
Nice coffee, roasty, everything you want in New England in an imperial stout.
Yes, Tommy. Yes.
Out by the.
This would be good on one of those cold
get on
New
the
England
turnpike?
winter nights.
It's very warming. You know, I've been it has been warming, since we poured it the first time, and it's gotten a little more open.
Well, that was the look that Drew and I were giving each other because he and I both tasted it before as Juliana was introducing the beer, and I was like, this actually got better with a little bit of time in the glass, and bringing it probably around to room temperature, it actually really got super big and a lot better. For
Roasty,
sure.
chocolatey.
Yeah.
Pour this and walk away from it for like 20 minutes.
I agree. That's a solid tip right there for sure.
Yeah, I would love to have this much later in the year on a cold night and have it with, that fruit cake that I've been, keeping in the closet for the last 13 years.
Sure. Was that a potluck special?
Yes, it was a potluck special.
It was a gift from a potluck. So what I would suggest, Mark, is you go out right now and buy a 4-pack of the Spencer Imperial Stout, and then just stick it back in the closet with that fruitcake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gelatinized little bar of fruitcake.
I think after
I love fruitcake, for the record.
I think after tasting these, I think probably what I would do is I would order the quad and I would order the Imperial Stout at the same time.
Yes.
And I would probably drink the quad while I was just letting the stout sit there.
Open up,
and this
yeah.
would be completely right on track.
Yeah.
By the time you finish the first pint of quad or half pint, I think it would be just really super stellar.
And then the barrel-aged version.
Right.
Right next to it. I mean, if you can get your hands on both, apparently the barrel-aged version is a little harder to find, and the 4-pack's a little more expensive. Those Willet barrels certainly aren't cheap.
You said the W word. Oh my gosh. What's it cost?
I think it's the Willet.
What's it cost? $842 a bottle.
But my name's Drew, and their name's Drew. Maybe they won't get mad at us.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh my gosh.
Please, Drew.
I want a bear. I don't care what's in it. It's Willet.
Right.
I did not like the barrel aged version as much. It actually, I thought it took away from the beer,
Taste it again.
itself.
Now that it's warm.
All right, I will. But
I think it's lovely.
I don't dislike the barrel aged version. I do think it was a little over the top with some of the vanilla and toffee flavors.
I still don't like it.
I cut it with the barrel version. I cut it with some of the regular.
Yeah.
And it knocked the edge off a little bit. And I think it really kind of got
so if they had back blended some of the non-barrel aged beer with the barrel age.
Yeah. I just did 2-to-1 the barrel aged two barrel aged, one of the regular, and it's
there you go. So you should blend it up that way and bottle it that for your next batch, and don't be afraid to sell it as a blend. You can still say it's barrel aged.
You could even,
it was still barrel aged. You're just not. It's not all barrel aged.
Consulting revenue strategies.
Bring me and Drew. Yeah. Bring me and good old boy Drew up there next year.
Just send a private jet down. We'll give you the directions.
Yeah, I'm wondering how long they barrel aged this. Maybe too long. I mean, maybe the Angels got more than their share.
Yeah.
So I think the private jet might be a mule,
a donkey, a burro.
Wow. So nice. I mean, yes, having a blend would be great. But even on its own, after you let it air out, it's still like, yes, it's boozy. And you expect it to be boozy because it is barrel aged. And, kudos to them for getting in touch with Willet and,
seriously,
having a nice little relationship, because out of all of the distilleries that you could find, going with a Willet is just, wow. Yeah.
Well, if nothing else, it does
Willet
great
is
marketing.
Close to God.
Do you think if you're a monk living in a brewery that you would end up with, maybe a bad habit?
That's
wow. I was just about to give him a compliment. I still will. It's a great blend, Dave. I think it's a super solid choice. I blended it right here on our tasting cups, and that's it. So just back blend it 2-to-1, with the barrel aged beer, and you're gonna bring that right in line where it probably needed to be.
I still think the barrel aged version is good by itself.
Oh, sure,
but when you compare them right next to each other, it is definitely different, and it kind of throws you off a little bit.
The regular stout's so good, it's hard to make it better by
well.
doing something.
So there's the easy way to stretch those of you that have been fortunate enough to get the barrel aged version.
Yeah,
buy a bottle of the Imperial Stout and blend it 2-to-1 on, with the 2 bottles, and you'll have a lot more to go.
So should we rate both the Imperial Stout, the Barrel Aged Stout, and the blend?
I'm with that. Let's do it.
Okay, so if we were to rate the stout, the base stout on its own, we're going to say that it's a 4. And if we were to rate the barrel-aged stout, we would say that it was a 4. But if we combined and did our own little blend, 5 isn't a big enough number. Well, we're going to go with 5.
Interesting experiment.
Thank Spencer. You're welcome for us making your beer better.
And we'll be glad to come down in there and do that for you.
Yeah. Sure.
I do marketing consulting.
And I
Can you
drink
say
a lot of
Worcester
beer.
correctly?
Worcestershire?
No, Worcester.
Woosty?
Wow. Woosty. Yes. Okay. So we have time for one more, which we weren't sure that we were going to get to. So this is our bonus beer. And it is that time of year where we get kind of funky. So
Summer?
yeah, sure.
Is this the beer that would pair well with mullet competition?
So what we're going to talk about is this Spencer Monkster Mash
It was a mash.
pumpkin ale. This is
Monster Mash. Sorry.
Dude, they have totally sold out. I'm sorry, Spencer.
I think
A, you make a pumpkin beer. B, you call it Monkster Mash.
Monks are selling out. Really?
Yeah.
You're accusing monks of selling out.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think they looked at all the pumpkin ales that were out there, and where are you going to go?
And they were like, you heathens don't know how to. Plus, it's sort of celebrating a holiday that they're not even really supposed to like.
That honors Satan.
Yeah.
They're in Massachusetts, not Mississippi.
Wow, I'm flashbacking to it.
But it's the day before All Saints Day too. So
So there's it's a balance.
Yeah.
It's a good balance. So what did we think of this beautiful beer?
I typically do not
Who could it be?
like
Oh, I don't
pumpkin
know.
beers. And yet,
Satan.
again, Satan. The whole rule of less is more for some beers is true with this one for me too. And it's just enough of it there to not, put my stomach into contortions.
That is a glowing endorsement.
So you
Reverend
should
Mark.
basically write the script for their ad.
Yes.
And I get a little pumpkin pie spice in here.
This does not suck.
So, Julie, you are probably the person at this table who hates pumpkin beers the least. So tell us what you think.
Ooh.
What are you oohing me? But no, there are a couple of pumpkin beers that I do enjoy. Okay, first of all, this is not a spice bomb. They were very
No.
They were very refined in what they were using. Okay,
All pumpkin beer T-shirts go to JB.
yes. The pumpkin flavor on it is there, but it's not super vegetal. It's not super sweet. It's not over the top. Now, also of note, if you have a little bit of the stout left and you just pour a little, then we're talking. We're talking.
There's only one place I'm pouring the Monkster, and that's down the drain.
And again, do we really care about?
No, it's too late. It's already in.
He's our resident contrarian.
Hater.
Hey, yes.
I do not like pumpkin beers.
Okay, that's
Just like Reverend Mark.
That's fine. But this is not your average pumpkin beer, though. And that's what I like about it, is you're tasting the base and the pumpkin, but you're not getting Grandma Edna's spice
of clove and allspice. And
if you were tasting this beer and someone hadn't told you it was a pumpkin beer, I believe that you would not be able to tell. There's something there. It's like, what is that? That there's a little sweetness.
Something wrong.
Yeah, right.
But if you didn't know it was a pumpkin beer, I really wish that I had poured it for our good old boy Mike and not told him it was a pumpkin beer.
So I don't think it's full blown Marsan style. I will say that, and it has the underlying sweet characteristics that you would typically get in a pumpkin beer, but I did write down the words "not overdone," which is a huge compliment. It was
For you, yes, it
it's
is.
about as far as I'm going to.
You could call it a nice fall beer.
Yeah.
It's just a step below. It doesn't suck.
It's not like a Pie Spice enema.
Yes, that's exactly right. The way that Drew said it, it's just a step below. It does not suck.
And that's basically what I was saying too. Yeah. It doesn't suck.
He said it in a nicer way.
It's cool to hate on pumpkin beers. I like
cool.
this beer. I liked this beer. There's a few pumpkin beers I enjoy, not many because they are all mostly overdone.
I like this beer. I don't understand people like, pumpkin beers. I wish they would stop making them. I wish they would be outlawed where you can't sell them before Labor Day every year. I have no idea.
I could get on with that.
Why are you going to get on the
Dude, but
are you going to get on a boat and be drinking pumpkin beer on Labor Day?
Halloween decorations and candy that there's start selling in August. So they sell Easter stuff in February. It's like whatever, man.
Christmas stuff comes out as soon as the Halloween stuff goes away.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I liked this beer. I would probably rate it higher than most people here, but I can't.
Well, Juliana is going to say the rating, so it's whatever she wants to rate it, basically. So.
Okay, so for the average, we're going to say that we're rating it a 3, though Drew and I have better palates, and we would say it was a 4.
More refined. More refined. It's not necessarily better.
Oh, it's better.
Wow.
Okay, so overall, we've had a pumpkin ale, we've had stouts, we've had a quad, we've had a saison, we've had an IPA.
Well, and not only that, we've had one of the best IPAs we've had recently.
Yeah.
We've had one of the best quads we've had in a long time.
True.
One of the best fruit saisons probably that we've had in a while.
We'll see what
and the
Caperton
stouts are really, really solid individually and blended. And a pumpkin beer that didn't make me want to throw up.
How do you feel about them as a brewery overall then?
I mean,
I think they're killing it. I mean, obviously not, going against the commandments.
Right. Yeah.
They're my favorite new brewery that I've had in the last year.
They're super solid, and it's interesting. I was talking with my wife, about this lineup and these shows and trying to explain, about the branding element of Trappist beers. And the thing is you just don't see a lot of new products that are really introduced by most of the Trappist breweries.
Right.
They've been making the same product lines for the last 15, 20 years. They don't add, they don't subtract, they don't do anything different. They just keep on, like a metronome. And I think that's one of the things I really like what is going on here at Spencer is that they really could have just stayed right where they were and made that triple and that white forever. They could have made that for 20 years and we would have still said glowing and great things about both of those really good beers. But they stepped out and decided to embrace some more styles.
American craft beer culture.
And it's not like they were, messing around with it. They just decided to make really great renditions of this. So I don't think this is like work in progress or, you should wait until the 4th or 5th rendition of this. I think they're doing a great job.
This is a really solid Trappist beer.
I can't wait to see what else they're going to add to the product line from here.
No, this is really dialed in. And if I may say, it's Americanized, Trappist styles because yes, they went overseas. They did all the research.
They're not all Belgian bombs.
No, they're not. They're not. They're great for what they are from the traditional sense, but they've also Americanized it to bring other people in. And I think that's very innovative and something you wouldn't necessarily expect.
Yes.
From a monk community. So whoever is that special monk that said he wanted to brew, kudos, man.
Keep going, man. Yeah.
Right. So
got a lot of good fans sitting around this table, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, that is going. Oh.
No, I was just going to say
we should talk to the resident monk.
God bless you.
Sorry.
God bless you, brothers. Yeah. I'm loving to see the Trappists keep it going here in America. Yep.
I don't know.
Okay.
Disregard it.
I think this has been an amazing episode.
Yep.
Thank you so much for listening to us. And if you're listening to us online, please do yourself a favor and tap.
Give it a little tappy. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo.
Tap that subscribe button. The easiest way to listen to our show is to ask Siri, Alexa, Google, or Uncle Larry, please play podcast Sips, Suds, and Smokes.
We love your feedback, and you can reach us online anytime. info@sipsudsandsmokes.com.
Our daily tasting notes flow out on Twitter every day at Sip Suds Smokes, and our Facebook page is always buzzing with lots of news. You'll also be able to interact with thousands of other fans on these social media platforms.
And please do us a favor and take the time to rate this episode if you're listening to us online.
5 stars.
That's a big help to us, and we get to see your feedback as well.
Reverend Mark, thank you so much for being here today, and we're in love with your brothers.
Thank you. And thank you, Spencer Brothers.
Good old boy, Mike.
Hey, thanks for joining us on this episode of Sip, Suds, and Smokes. Come back and join us for another exciting episode. I will ask you to keep on sipping.
Good old boy, Drew.
I'm going to take my Molière and leave.
I'm looking for a non-fitted shirt. I thought we're going to walk into the store and say, I'm looking for a non-fitted shirt.
I have a nice canvas sack for you.
Good old boy, Dave.
Just glad he told us about his sack.
It's waxed.
Of course it is. This is Good Old Gal Juliana. Thank you so much for joining us today on this really cool episode. Keep on chuggling, and we'll catch you next time.
Party in the front, party in the back.
This has been a One Tan Hand production of Sips, Suds, and Smokes, a program devoted to the appreciation of some of the finer slices of life. From the Dude in the Basement Studios, your hosts, the Good Old Boys, will see you all next time.